And to give you a taste of what might be there, we're going to go to Low Ink's winner bracket finals. This time it's going to be between three elves, one Santa, a team we just saw earlier, and a team in Anarchy Stars, a team that we have yet to see, but we know exactly what they're capable of.
Yes, Anarchy Stars doing amazing in last month's Low Ink, finishing second. So close. They want to keep this going. They got to get through winners finals if they can move on into grand finals and then clutch up grand finals. But first, there is this match to get through, a best of 5 with counter picks. They will be starting on Splat Zones on Barnacle and Dime.
Another map if you like flat, and that seems to be a trend here, obviously, because all of these game ones will be starting on Splat Zones on a random map, so not much of a surprise there, but Three Elves One Santa comes out of the previous set, and we didn't see much of them other than the fact that they are going to be really fast if you give them the opportunity. So Anarchy Stars have to take something away from these previous sets and think, all right, we need to stop whatever Three Elves One Santa is going to be able to bring, otherwise they will run us over, literally and possibly figuratively and hopefully not literally, as we head into this match.
Are not here. We do have the Snipe Rider for Anarchy Stars. Kiko over on 3 Elves 1 Santa. One of our delightful elves here is going to be still on that E-Leader. The Tri-Slosher getting a early pick here, only 15 seconds into this game, getting points on the board for 3 Elves 1 Santa, already attacking this enemy plat. They're poking through. If Larry gets set up, that's going to be really tough for Anarchy Stars, as they already get that first pick here. The Snipe Rider up on this snipe position, getting a nice assist in there, and now Anarchy Stars has space to start setting up, so long as they don't all go down in this push. But it is not going to be easy because we got people going down on both sides.
And that's the thing about Three Elves One Santa that I wanted to point out, is that if you let them go through, it's going to be Larry that you let go through first. Now, they did lose control of the zone. They actually lost a lead as well to Anarchy Stars, but the good news is that at least you have the benefit of almost little to no penalty points, which you've got quickly reduced to nothing. You're going to be getting the lead here. What I've seen from Anarchy Stars in the previous grand final set is that they also like to play patient, which could be a detriment, but it could also be very helpful for them, especially with how well they were able to get these specials out, timing them right to get them out in the right times. But look at how fast Three Elves One Santa is playing. That patience again might be that detriment. It might be a detriment to them.
Could be. I definitely don't want to let them get shaken up by both Larry and Heo on both those very, very aggressive weapons here. But they're going to have to get in and get that going really quickly. Unfortunately, that Reef Slider not able to cap the zone. The Booyah coming out just a little bit too late with that Reef Slider, not able to cap the zone. I think if both had been used at the same time, that would have capped the zone. But game one going over to 3 Elves, 1 Santa.
Rose, I'm not the only one feeling a sense of deja vu here, am I?
Yep, that's what happened in the previous set with 3 Elves 1 Santa. They had a quick 100-0 opening on game 1 of Splat Zones.
Against Polaris Ruins, which, by the way, they're currently awaiting the winner of Arson. They're playing against No Crease, No Bow, but I mean, that's exactly how game 1 starts in winners semis. Winners finals, you're going to go up against a team that played second place last month, and then you do this? Like, this isn't Polaris Ruins, this is Anarchy Stars. We've already seen what they've been able to do, and for you to just do that again and rerun it, that's a statement win. If you didn't have that already, now you have another statement win to add to your resume.
3 Elves, 1 Santa. I don't know if they've got the December buff helping them out here, but they have been so strong all weekend. Have won every set this weekend so far. They've lost only 5 maps at all this whole weekend. Doing an amazing job, and they want to keep this going.
And it's funny you say that, because the teams they lost a map against, No Fate and Saturday Night Speedle, are teams that, I mean, one of them has already been eliminated. Saturday Night Speedle is out. No Fate was also eliminated in round one. There is quite literally nothing stopping them now. I mean, every team you've lost to has already been eliminated. So that is very scary for Anarchy Stars, whose counter pick has already come out. It's Splat Zones on Hagglefish Market, which, if you want another, actually no, this is not a team not a game, I believe, that they started on. They started on Umami Ruins last match, but we have seen Splat Zones Hagglefish come out already.
Yeah, Splatstone's Hagglefish going to be another pretty wide open. Well, not the Barnacle and Dimes is wide open. It's flat. They both got flat areas, but Hagglefish much larger here. I can only assume they picked this because they feel very confident on it. They're going to have to definitely be careful between Kiko on that E-liter for 3 Elves 1 Santa, and also be careful of the aggression happening on off angles from both. I mean, honestly, not even both Larry and Hale. Also, Adley on the midline options have been very good at taking those fights together.
And to start things off once again, the game at 2 now, Splat Zones on Hagglefish Market. A similar comp coming out from Anarchy Stars. Did we see a Dreadbringer come out? So we want to see how that's implemented here. Of course, 3 Elves 1 Santa going out with what they've been using this entire time. If it ain't broke, then don't fix it, and keeps throwing it at the other team, because that's what you're good at. But it's going to be Anarchy Stars taking first dibs at the zone here. They get control. What else are they going to be able to do here? We're going to find out very soon here, already 20 seconds into the match. And another reslider into the match.
Yeah. Hale is going to go down. That good opening. Your Anarchy Stars, great job. And looking at their comp, I actually really like their comp. There are so many combo opportunities between these 4 weapons. Definitely a chip comp, but that pick on that Stamper, things are still counting down for Anarchy Stars. They're down to below 50. Dreadbringer set up in a pretty nice spot, guarding these ledges, helping the rest of the team. They got to make sure they keep holding this zone, but their main painter is going to go down. Larry is all alone on the side there. Adley actually doing a really good job of getting some picks when needed, but they need to paint the zone. These little helpers do manage to get in enough ink onto the turf, able to take it back. And I thought Anarchy Stars, if they wasn't careful, they were just going to end it right there.
In order to be called Santa's little helpers, you do have to actually be helping. It's a fact that I hope 3 Elves and 1 Santa hasn't forgotten just yet. And maybe if they have, oh my goodness, 4 players down. That's a wipeout for 3 Elves, 1 Santa, Anarchy Stars, showing exactly why they were second place and why they deserve to be first place this month. They're gone down to 14 remaining, and they're still holding on to the zone. It's now 3 Elves 1 Santa on the back foot here, and by a large margin here. Nothing they've been able to find has been working out for him. Kiko doing lots of work with this E-leader. 2 players going down for Anarchy Stars rather. 3 Elves 1 Santa looking for a way back. A few more picks on the board, but they still haven't been able to get control of this zone yet until now.
Yeah, really good job, Anarchy Stars, holding that down. Losing their dread definitely meant that they were not going to have to paint to hold on to that zone for the very last bit, but we've had a complete reverse on the script. When we saw the previous game, 3 Elves 1 Santa did an amazing job going 100-0. Anarchy Stars has completely taken that dominance, making it their own. Adley, doing a little shark, able to get a pick off of that. This is going to be setting up 3 Elves 1 Santa very, very well. They just need to quickly get that zone. They've got the cooler out. You can already tell that they've switched. They're going full aggressive now. Heyo getting 2 picks there. Going in. Rib almost looks alone, is able to stop that warpath from the Tri-Slasher. They are going to have to get over to that zone. They don't need to panic and funnel in one by one. They do have plenty of time thanks to the really good pushes they had earlier.
I've been told that Tri-Slasher is not a good weapon for Hagglefish. Bayo there proving that is a flat-out lie, as Larry trying to get something going there doesn't seem to have found something. 3 players already going down for 3 Elves 1 Santa. Anarchy Stars back in control, at least for the moment now. 3 Elves 1 Santa has been able to find their way back into the points column. 36 remaining. Still a a ways away from the lead, but at least now you've cut that down by a wide margin and have made things much more palatable for you. But you do only have less than a minute and a half to go. If anyone's going to jumpstart it, it has to be Larry, but it has to be now because those penalty points are quickly running around. This could turn things around very quickly for 3-0-1 Santa. They don't get control of the zone. They do, and they need to find a way past this zone and get things going once again. Here comes the re-slider from the Dread Ringer. Nothing there as Adley's able to get a pick. Might be able to get another one here. Ren goes down. Zuki's in lots of trouble here if they can't get past Adley, and they don't!
Oh, yeah, I was really concerned about that Reef Slider coming in. It looked like the rest of Anarchy Stars was not set up to take advantage of that, huge hitbox for the 70 damage, get a nice partial in. But the Dread's Reef Slider is back online if they can set up for a good cap. They're going to have to play out to that, make sure, because they're going to have to get turf onto that square really quickly, just counting down just a couple more seconds. That is going to switch over to 3-Elves-1 Santa. That is neutralized. The slider comes in, saving, at least giving a moment's reprieve for Anarchy Stars. They're not knocked out just yet, but we have only 15 seconds remaining in the match before we go to a potential overtime that is currently in 3-Elves-1 Santa's possession.
And it's so scary because this is the only match in which I'm able to confidently say that Anarchy Stars is on the back foot here. But it looked better than ever in this one, and they were able to at least close out this set. That Reef Slider coming in too late to neutralize the zone. But while 3-Elves-1 Santa gets the match win here, this is again the only match, Rose, where I've been able to say that 3-Elves-1 Santa is on the back foot.
They almost lost that.
Right, and it's incredible because I've seen two different matches, obviously, because we're now in winners finals and we're against a completely different team. But even though Anarchy Stars is down to, even though they have to make another counter pick, this is one where if Anarchy Stars, if that flank from the Yes Blast ends up turning out better for them, they just have much more to work with. That could have easily ended differently in overtime. And now 3-Elves-1 Santa has to be looking at this and thinking, okay, well, hold on, back up. We just went 2-0 against a team that there is at least like 5 out of 10 times where we may not even have gone 2-0. We could have gone 1-1. It's a lot to think about.
It is. At least Anarchy Stars just got to shake that off and go, okay, we did amazing last month. We gotta bring it back. Don't let Santa keep us out from this. They're going, it looks like they're picking splat zones yet again. They've lost twice on splat zones so far, so I'm a little hesitant, but if they're going okay, but like we almost had that. This is our most confident mode. We are gonna take this one. They have to. They have to take this one to have a chance to keep it going. And they almost got the last one. I think really it was just we had a misplay of timing certain specials, and then that staggered them. But I also gotta say, looking at their comp, like I would enjoy playing that comp on Robo Ramen Splat Zones, so I'm not surprised that they would go for the map. I hope the third time they do Splat Zones, works out. Third time's a charm and all.
Right, and that's what I'm also waiting to see in this match, because, like you said, they could have won that. There is a alternate timeline in which they do win this, and all of a sudden we're talking about, oh wait, 3-Elves-1 Santa just dropped their 6th map against any team at all. So now we're thinking, okay, well, they're in a bit of trouble here. But Anarchy Stars, they have to be talking about in VC. What did we do good on that last match? What caused them to all of a sudden take a back foot and say, okay, wait. Now we need to play a little more patient now. Now we need to play to our own strengths, because this entire bracket stage, we haven't really been doing that. So you need to keep hitting it, whatever that is, and you need to bring it into Game 3, because now this is a map that you chose, and hopefully you chose it with something in mind.
Yeah, same comp coming out here. I can't remember if we had Booyard missiles on Adley's splatter shot.
That was missiles, I believe.
All right, I do believe that is the only change we're really seeing here going forward. We have Zuki still on this sword here. They've already got early points coming out here for Anarchy Stars. The key will be what can they do off of the picks. They already get 2 to start off with. They only lost their S-Blast. They keep moving in here, holding this choke area. Play for that 100 to 0.
And if you want 100 to 0, it's going to be a huge statement to make, although I will say it's going to be a lot difficult to make now, especially since you have Heijo. The Tri-Slosher is on the other side of the map there, has the cooler ready, and now they're able to get everybody in just because they already have that paint down and the cooler down as well. So great stuff here, and I like that forward planning from 3 Elves 1 Santa, as now it's Anarchy Stars on the back foot here. They might just lose this lead if nothing changes for them so far, and with this Booyah, doesn't seem like it will. That lead's going to be going towards 3 Elves 1 Santa. Anarchy Stars still trying to find a way back in.
Yeah, that slider is going to come out. I am shocked it did not get people there. It was really well placed, but the rest of the team is able to start working off of that. They should be able to camp. They do. They've got a big numbers advantage over on 3 Elves 1 Santa. You can already see they're taking advantage of that. They're moving in. They're starting to set up. We just got to pray that they don't all clump up on the choke and get taken out when 3 Elves 1 Santa goes for a retake.
And here is Anarchy Stars holding control of the zone. Larry has been a little iffy on the offensive side of things, but if it's going to be anyone, it might be Kiko, actually, who's getting some crucial picks with this leader. We've seen them do this all tournament long. No surprise, we're seeing more of it now. Anarchy Stars, however, they do have the lead for the time being. Adley going to try to find a pick on Zuki. Zuki gets the better of that fight, and now Zuki has the Zipcaster, gets one pick. Kiko in a bit of trouble, has to jump out, and now Anarchy Stars looking very comfortable here. 10 ticks to go. Can they take away a map from 3 Elves 1 Santa? The answer is gonna be yes. They do. It's now 2-1.
They have life in them, and you know what? That did look a lot more dominant than Hacklefish zones went. That was much better playing off of one another this time around. I don't know if perhaps Hagglefish is a little bit large and the combo opportunities for their weapons a little bit more difficult to set up with all of the large spacing. Robo Ramen zones is going to force people to play a little bit closer together. That really paid off. They still life in them, but they have to reverse sweep this if they want to move on to grand finals.
So, you can't pick the last mode you've won on, so Splat Zones is already out of the question for both of these teams. They both won on Splat Zones. The counter pick is going towards 3 Elves 1 Santa, and again, this is not a place where they've usually found themselves throughout the course of this tournament. I mean, this is like, looking at the bracket stage, they've only found themselves in this place once against Payback, and that was in round 1. And you can argue that would have been a part of the warm-up stage, as I like to call it, but now they're going to TC Ship Shape for their counter pick. I don't know. 3 Elves 1 Santa, that Game 3 looks a lot more different than Game 2. Robo Ramen was loads more difficult for you than Hagglefish was.
Yeah, that is true. I'm trying to think of why they would want to go TC Ship Shape here. It is possible if Anarchy Stars can get a really good, solid, aggressive position to start to make sure that Kiko on that E-Leader cannot set up, then I think that's going to work out really well. But this does feel like a very high risk, high reward pick.
Right. And to tell you the truth, there was teams like Polaris Ruins that we saw earlier in the tournament where they did attempt to have something try to stop 3 Elves 1 Santa. It was usually that V shot, that vanilla splatter shot that had a Inkzuka trying to stop Kiko. Now, Zuki, I think, is doing a little bit more with this Zipcaster, so I want to see how that plays into here. A reminder that Tower Control Ship Shape is a map in which 3 Elves 1 Santa beat Polaris Ruins on, so they already have a win here. I wonder what the thought process is. We're going to see.
They won really solidly on that one as well.
And there is 2 Booyah Bombs now coming out from Anarchy Stars. That is an interesting choice here. I wonder what they're going to try to do with these 2 Booyah Bombs. You see how well Zuki was able to do on offense alone. Maybe try to back that up with 2 Booyah Bombs. Maybe we'll have them for extra measure. Heyo there coming up with a great counterplay to that Reef Slider, but it's going to be Anarchy Stars pushing the tower first.
Oh, Kiko's snipes have been so good this game. See, this is why a lot of us who don't play leader, who play against leader, we're just like, I hate leader players. I think I'm safe.
That's
Leader
right.
is a really solid pick. They've like found like a great spot to hide in, and it's been working out so well.
And this is another thing I saw from Grand Finals last month. Zuki does so well with this stamper. No matter what stamper it is, you can almost believe that Zuki can find a pick from any range, but Larry's still trying to find things, trying to find something to get them going once again. Larry hasn't been a name that we've mentioned too much in this set for 3Ls 1 Santa. So far it's been Anarchy Stars' game to lose, but here comes Larry making a few more contributions. There's a few more picks on the side of 3Ls 1 Santa. Larry getting themselves back into conversation here.
Yeah, going in for these team fights. The Tri-Slosher Brush combo can be so annoying to fight against if they get into your range. It's so scary. Kiko, though, a few teammates going down, forced to back out there, try to set up for a nice defense here. Anarchy Stars are the ones pushing forward here, having to dodge some missiles first. They're going to lose their Snipe Rider player here, losing their backline, and the Stamper, both going down. Just, a really, really unfortunate, timing for losing some players, because that completely robbed them of any steam getting their own push set up.
Benjamin doing a lot with that Dreadringer, I have to say. Already 2 picks from that one Reef Slider that caused things to turn around for both teams, but all of a sudden all these players start going down for Anarchy Stars. 3Ls 1 Santa just needs to pick off this just needs to pick up this this pencil, and it's going to be the Tri-Slosher that does it. Who else but Teo with the Tri-Slosher. Kiko now looks for a shot there. Larry going to flank, going to see if they can get something going here. Rib was in range, but gets taken out before they could do anything there. Adley almost, surprisingly enough, gets it very far here, and Heyo is still on a tear on a complete different side of the map.
But everybody has eyes for Kiko, being like, no, we are taking you out, moving forward here. 35 looks like a really far number on this map, and I feel like I always have to remind people that 35 is not actually that safe of a lead on this particular map. It can go the other way very quickly, so long as Anarchy Stars can set up. But Larry, who we said has really been playing so well in this particular game, keeping Anarchy Stars from setting up. He's chasing the team away. He gets really good picks, has been setting up in really good positions that are going to play to the strength of the brush the best.
And now Larry, wanting to make themselves part of the conversation yet again, gets 1 pick with the Kraken, and is going to have to stop there as Riv is able to shut that down, and shut it down even more with a pick on Larry. Riv now with the pencil starting to join this conversation, but who else? Heyo coming in right in front of you in 3D. It almost looks like I have my 3D glasses on because that poked right through the screen for me. 35 remaining for 3Ls 1 Santa. Anarchy Stars still on the back foot here. Funny enough, even Fembrin, someone who has been able to dive into harm's way, having to just wait for an opportunity, and even then they go down. So Larry and the rest of 3Ls 1 Santa looking comfortable with 40 seconds to go in this match.
We don't have too much time left for Anarchy Stars to set up, and they need to win this game to have a chance of staying in this. We are at match point for 3Ls 1 Santa. They have 30 seconds to clutch this out and move on to grand finals. The missiles are coming out against Anarchy Stars. They do lose 2 of their teammates. It's going to be really, really bad setting up. They lose their Dreadringer. It's going to be so hard to get back in. Fortunately, Reeve was set up in a place to get jumps in very quickly, so the team has to start moving forward. The Booyah comes out. They are not able to get on the tower. They're forcing everything they have to take this back. They're losing people left and right. They are going to have to make a miracle happen in overtime to get all the way to 34. Adley comes in, sweeps it. That is game over for Anarchy Stars.
Oh goodness, and everything that was starting to go well and everything that was going well for Anarchy Stars falls apart in the end there, as the undisputed Three Elves, One Santa continues their perfect run and will be heading towards grand finals, winning 3-1 against Anarchy Stars. Or sorry, yeah, Anarchy Stars. And Anarchy Stars will be moving towards the losers bracket, awaiting the winner of losers bracket semis. We are still a long ways away from that, but Rose, I, wow, a complete switch up from game 2 to game 3 to game 4. These all look like completely different sets, and yet they are from the same set, from the same match.
Yeah, which is wild. It felt like it almost like different teams fighting for each game in that match. We saw different teams back and forth between the same two teams. Anarchy Stars, they finished second for Low Ink November. They still have a chance of coming through. They have a little bit of a break because we'll be going to losers bracket semis before losers bracket finals, where they will be waiting to figure out who's going to face them from loser bracket semis. However, Nito and I will not be the ones to bring you that. But can we just like shout out like, oh, both teams here did an amazing, amazing job in these sets. We saw good plays from both teams all around. I feel like, old man Santa Larry really coming through in this match, doing an amazing job, I think, especially in this first game on Hagglefish, and then also in that last game on Shipshape Tower Control, keeping the aggression that really the rest of Three Elves, One Santa got to play off of and keep their opponents on the back foot.
And the cool part about seeing Anarchy Stars play is that they were trying to pull out all the stops here, and some of them worked really well against Three Elves, One Santa, like we saw in that Zones Hagglefish game. But ultimately, it was here in which Three Elves, One Santa was able to seal the deal against Anarchy Stars, send them down to the losers bracket where they will have to. Well, they won't necessarily have a gauntlet. They'll just be waiting in losers finals. They will also have a break themselves, but like you said, that's going to be it for us on our end. We have